Hey, everybody. Welcome to American Courts. We got Linus here. Say hi, Linus.
Hello. What's up?
We can try to get some comments on the screen. We look like we got a whole bunch of people here tonight. We got Fozzie J, Amanda Panda, Maiko's here, Jay's here. Let's go to got Nan's here, Kimby's here, Nan, Donald, Nancy. We got Itzel here. How about that? We got Melissa here for you. We got
All the good people, huh?
absolutely throw the
All the
goats
best
here.
people.
Throw the goats here, so we're good there. And we got
Nan is here, so we're complete basically.
absolutely. And so let's see, we got them on the board. Looks like we got a whole pile of people. We got YouTube isn't telling me yet, but it's showing me we got 20-something people in here. It's always on a delay there. Can you see the comments on the screen, Linus?
Not right now. I'm on my phone. I can see them on my phone.
Okay.
I need to open YouTube again, but I had the sound on, so I'm echoing.
Okay, we'll just leave that there. Nan saying hi. Everyone's saying hi.
What's up, everybody?
And so we're going to go to Judge Middleton. We've got Judge Middleton and Judge Fleischer tonight. Everybody knows what the Judge Fleischer one is, but it's worth it. The Judge Middleton one's kind of a surprise, but it's still a good one. So we're going to jump into the Judge Middleton one, and me and Linus will be back on the next side. All right.
All right, we're ready to go with our 1030 sentence. People versus Edwin Otto Smith. File number here is 24261ST. Mr. Smith was charged with failing to stop at the scene of a personal injury accident and driving suspended. I believe the matter was on the jury docket. Anyway, it was resolved with the plea.
Your Honor, I don't think you're out recording the red light.
Oh, you're right. Thank you, DJ. Michelle's not here to look out for me. You're supposed to tell me my red light's not on. She's like, I'll start again. This is file number 24261ST, People versus Edwin Otto Smith. Mr. Smith was charged with an incident that occurred on January 17th of 2024 in the city of Three Rivers, leaving the scene of a personal injury accident and driving suspended. The matter was on the jury docket. We had a pretrial. There were a number of other issues. The defendant pled to failing to stop at the scene of a personal injury accident. The matter was set for set for sentencing this morning. Mr. James McEwill was here on behalf of the prosecution at that time. He's not here today. I'm not sure why not. He's being paid handsomely for contract with the prosecutor's office, but he isn't here. No one else is here except the victim witness staff, bless their hearts. Mr. Luke Knopsinger is here with his client, and the complaining witness, Kimberly Vann, is also present. She's represented in a separate matter by attorney Timothy Reed, who is also present. This, right from the start, was a difficult case. And it was resolved with this plea. Good morning, Mr. Knopsinger.
Morning.
What would you like me to know?
Just a couple things. I have a couple things to say, and they may appear to be disjointed, Judge. And I speak from my perspective too. And my client wants to address the court. We were aware right from the jump that there was a civil case. The facts, not just alleged, but admitted to at the last hearing occurred in mid-January. Case sort of just picked up as most cases do right from the jump, we knew there was a civil case in the background. And so my advice to my client is, well, with the civil case, there can be potential civil liability. We then became aware that that was resolved. So we took the plea agreement as it was. Client made an admission to that. A couple things, Judge, that I would ask court to consider, and I would inquire whether or not the court received the medical records.
I did. I'm not a doctor or a nurse, but I did review them this morning when I first saw them.
Okay. Well, I sort of licked my lips and sort of it in terms of litigating what was or what wasn't. I'm no doctor either, but I have to say it was sort of one of those issues where sort of want to litigate those medical records. But I will say that what injury was or wasn't sustained, I don't think is as important as maybe I thought it was. Sometimes I just want to litigate issues. I'll be honest. It's clear to me that Miss Vann suffered some pretty significant injuries, and having spoken to her attorney, it's turned her life upside down. She lost her job. And I think it's changed her life. With that too, it also has affected Mr. Smith. He didn't want this to happen. He made several terrible mistakes that night. And so he didn't want this to happen either. He did enter a guilty plea. He did not enter a no contest plea. And I think that's something I'd ask the court to consider. I do want to ask the court to consider how it has affected my client, and I don't want to discount how it has affected Miss Vann either. Happy there was a settlement, happy that was resolved, and I'm happy that this case has come to resolution too. So I'd ask the court to consider all of that, and then my client does wish to address the court. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Smith, what would you like to tell me?
I'd just like to apologize to Miss Vann for the whole deal. Truly sorry it
Just a
never
minute.
happened.
Just a minute. I heard a big fuck you. So if you would like to either stay back here or go outside, I can accommodate that. I expect you to be respectful in here. And if I hear it again, you're going to be found in contempt and you're going to go into custody. Do you understand? Do you understand? All right. We're not sitting around the kitchen table. We're at a court proceeding. And I know you were struck by a car and you have very strong feelings about it. But I don't want you disrespecting me. I'm in here trying to do the best job I can. Go ahead.
I would just like to apologize for all of it. Truly never meant for it to happen. Sorry for any grief I've caused her family or her.
Miss Vann, if you think you can keep it together, do you want to speak to me? Please come forward. You can have a seat right here. You might be more comfortable.
Sorry for cussing, but I do not believe in his apology.
Say that again.
I don't believe in his apology.
Well, I guess you don't have to, but he did state it. We got a Led Zeppelin fan and a Police fan here. Rock and roll morning. What would you like me to know?
I have a statement, but I'm also requesting things. I'm not saying that they can be possible, but I'm also requesting some things to be done.
All right, well, let me hear your statement and then what you want me to know.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Vann. I was a pedestrian versus car. I sustained 2 fractured bones below the right knee, a ripped soleus muscle. My C5, C6 disc was collapsed and had to be fused. And I had a herniated disc in my lower back and the never-ending fear of getting hit. So when Edwin stated that I walked into his car, it was far from the truth. Edwin has trouble telling the truth. I believe from his past record and his present record, he refuses to obey the law. He still continues to drink alcohol and drive on a suspended license. He cares about no one but himself. He hit me with his car and left me. He talked his girlfriend into filing a false police report so he wouldn't go to jail. I am asking the court to hold him at the max jail time that is possible for this. I'm also asking for probation time and alcohol monitoring if allowed. I also believe this shouldn't be offered work release. He should go to jail and lose everything like I have, my job and all.
Well, I'll let you finish and then I've got some questions.
When Edwin hit me, I was a sole income for my home. I have 4 children and a disabled husband. I have now been fired from American Axle because I was unable to return to work after surgery. I have lost my medical insurance and this is still affecting me to this day. I still have pain in my knees and my legs and my neck. Please do not be lenient when you go to Simpson today.
Now, the first I was aware that you had lost your job was when Mr. Knopfsinger said it. I was not aware that you'd lost your job at American Axle. Tell me about that.
So they wanted me to return to work back July 25th. And I was unable to return to work because I had to have my neck fused. So I was fired August 17th.
All right, I wasn't aware of that. Now, I'm no doctor. All right, well, what else did you want included?
What do you mean?
You said there were some other things you would request that.
I'm requesting that if there is possible for probation time after jail, I'm requesting that. I'm requesting alcohol monitoring if it's allowed. I'm requesting that he doesn't have work release. He shouldn't have these extra things that I wasn't allowed to have.
I can't do both. I can't give him the maximum jail sentence and probation. There's nothing else I can do to him after that.
I'm so confused because I talked to the prosecutor and yet today we don't have a prosecutor to stand here with me with what he has said at the last trial.
Well,
because he's the one that brought up that he could possibly get probation after jail time and we could possibly ask for alcohol monitoring because this is how this situation became.
All right.
Diabetic, he doesn't drink.
Stop. You'll be in the same boat. All right. Let's back up. This was authorized by Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Joshua Robert. He charged it as leaving the scene of a personal injury accident and driving suspended. I have a long-standing frustration in personal injury accident cases where I don't know if they have all the information they need at the time of the charging. It is a felony to leave the scene of a serious personal injury accident when you have a suspended driver's license, punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment. So he wasn't charged with that, but he doesn't have a suspended driver's license.
It was revoked. He's got a revoked suspended
He
driver's
has
license.
no license.
It was taken away because of 2 DUIs and hitting a structure before me.
Well, you're aware of that. I'm aware of it because I was here in 1907 and 1997 and 1999. He had 2 drunk drivings and another charge, fleeing and eluding. But they were almost 30 years ago. So his driving record doesn't even show it. His driving record shows he has no license. It does not show that he's suspended or revoked. And so it was charged as that, but I looked carefully at his driver's license. There's actually nothing on it. That stuff is so old, it doesn't show up on his driver's license. So what the SOS shows is he has no license, which is different than suspended or revoked. All right, there's also an offense for leaving the scene of a serious personal injury accident, which is also a 5-year felony. And I guess no one bothered to find out what the extent of your injuries were. I've had 6, 7 cases like this. And I don't know where the blame lies. I think sometimes the prosecutors don't know what they don't know. I don't have what he had back on February 7th or whenever this was authorized. But I believe what you have is a serious injury. So I want to shout this.
Placed in my neck for the rest of my life.
Yeah, well, it certainly qualifies. Driving suspended with a personal injury accident, serious personal injury accident, is a felony. We got thousands of people driving around with a suspended driver's license. He arguably, his defense is it wasn't suspended, it was just non-existent. But
either way, he didn't have a driver's license. He shouldn't have been behind the wheel.
I don't disagree at all. So then he left the scene. A serious personal injury is a loss of limb or loss of a foot, loss of limb or loss of use of a limb, loss of hand, foot, loss of eye, ear. Stop. Substantial impairment of a bodily function. You certainly have that.
I've lost motion in my neck because my neck had to be fused.
Yes, so this certainly qualifies as a serious personal
She ran into the building.
Stop. So this qualifies under what standard we use. You have enough medical evidence to establish substantial impairment of a bodily function. But do you believe he ran over you on purpose?
I believe he ran over me on purpose because he was drinking.
There's absolutely no evidence.
He tested positive for alcohol still 3.5 hours after the accident when he blew in a breathalyzer test.
I'm not aware of that. Can you?
You can call
Stop.
Officer Fuller done a breathalyzer test when they finally decided to quit hiding from the sheriffs.
All right. What do you know about that? I was not aware of any blood alcohol.
Nothing that isn't beyond the.
He blew a 0.03 is what he blew 3.5 hours later after hitting me.
How do you know that?
Officer Fuller. He was the investigating officer on the case. He said he couldn't prove that he was drinking and driving because he wasn't able to see him at the scene of the accident, but he was still testing positive for alcohol. He admitted in the.
All right, well, so let me back up a little bit. So you believe he hit you on purpose?
Because he was drinking, yes.
So he said, "Oh, I think I'll run over this lady."
I don't think he sat there and said, "Hey, I'm mad at Kim, let's run her over." But I believe he intentionally hit me because he decided to drink that day.
All right, that is a legal distinction. I don't believe he hit you on purpose. I believe this is an accident.
And I wasn't drinking that day.
All right, well, there's no evidence other than what she said, and that's
Well,
rank hearsay.
it's in the police record.
It's not in the one I have. I'm looking at the booking sheet, but I don't think he got booked that day. And certainly if the prosecutor would have access to it. At a disadvantage because I don't have any input from the prosecutor. Either the one that authorized it or the one that took the plea or the one that was elected to the office. But anyway, I do not believe he intentionally ran over you in the parking lot. I believe he knew he wasn't supposed to be driving because he hasn't had a license for 30 years. And he panicked and he took off. And then there was a bunch of rigmarole before they finally caught up with him. If he was drinking, there certainly isn't enough evidence to charge any drinking driving. So he did not intentionally hit you. This falls under the category of a moving violation causing death. It's the same kind of case. Fortunately, you didn't die. You're here and you have debilitating injuries. And there was a civil case, which there often is. And there was some sort of settlement. I don't need to know what it was. But there's criminal liability and civil liability. The civil case was settled. I don't know if American Axle was a party of it or it's just your insurance and his insurance. I don't know. But I've said this multiple times. I've been on the bench now for about 22 years. And every 2 years, when new judges are elected, a partner judge and I teach new judge school. And the topic we teach is district court sentencing. I think I've done it 6 times, 7 times, so either 12 or 14 years. So every 2 years, I have a new batch of newly elected district judges, and I spend a day and we teach sentencing. Now, some of it's easy. Driving suspended, drinking, driving, shoplifting. The hardest cases a district judge does are vehicular accident homicide cases, bar none. Now, my partner is from Farmington Hills. He's never had one. I have about 6 a year. I have a terrible case right now where a young woman was driving down US 12 and she's been charged with killing 2 people. She has no criminal record whatsoever. She's never been in trouble. She allegedly had a traffic violation, either driving too fast or crossing the center line, and she killed 2 people. I had a situation with a young boy who was a student here in Centerville, and he hit a man and killed him. They were out doing solicitations for a newspaper for FFA, going to farm supply stores and other things. No alcohol, no speeding, no nothing. He just made a mistake and hit this man and killed him. His wife sat where you are. She was Romanian. She didn't have great English, pretty good. Her husband died. She lost everything. She lost her sole provider. She lost the person that paid all the bills. She lost the person that did everything around the house. Talk about turning her life upside down, as opposed to this high school senior who crossed the center line and killed her. I could tell you about 6 or 10 more stories like that. Anyway, they're very hard. What's the answer? What do you do in a case like that? I had a young girl who was talking on the telephone, blew a red light, hit a young woman that was crossing the street. There is no exact right answer. You want him to go to jail for the maximum amount of time. You want him to lose his job. You want him to be on probation and alcohol monitoring. And none of that is going to fix your injuries. He had an accident. and then he panicked and left. The prosecutor, under two different theories, I suppose, could have charged this as a felony. They chose not to, and they know more about it than I do. So it's not a felony, it's a misdemeanor. And the way it's charged, it is a district court misdemeanor. There is another misdemeanor, accident, traffic violation with serious personal injury. So they never explored the extent of your injury, which was serious. Now he contends you ran back into the shop, and maybe you did. And
I
then,
had help by an
all right, well,
coworker.
nonetheless, sometimes it takes a minute. Your body's full of adrenaline. You're in shock, but I don't dispute the fact that you're debilitated. I am sorry that you lost your job. It doesn't seem as straightforward as that. If your doctor said, were you cleared by your doctor to go back to work?
No, I had a work note stating that I was supposed to be off of work because I had surgery. I wasn't supposed to return to work until the 29th of this month.
Well,
That's still in litigation.
all right, does the union fighting that with
Nope, the union's not helping me at all.
but there is a action against
There's an
American,
action against American Axle now.
for wrongful discharge.
Correct.
Okay, so that's not completely a foreclosed issue.
No,
Okay.
this is an ongoing issue.
All right.
But I
So,
wouldn't have lost my job if I wouldn't have gotten hit by a car. And I was the sole income for my family.
I accept that, similar to the lady that lost her husband. So as far as I can tell, Mr. Smith hasn't been in trouble in about 25 years. I was prosecutor in 1997 and 1999. I became judge in 2003. And I haven't seen him once since I came to the bench. So he has a job at American Axle. He has a family. He has expenses. He did a dumb thing with a serious consequence. The prosecutor makes the charge. The judge makes the sentence. This charge is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail.
How many?
Let me make sure I got it right. Maybe this is a 1 year. Make sure I got my complaint right. Yeah, 1 year and or $1,000, personal injury accident. So even if they had charged serious injury, personal accident, well, if they charged serious injury, personal accident, it would be a felony. If they had charged driving suspended with a serious personal injury accident, it would be a felony. Wasn't charged that way. So it's a punishable by up to a year in jail. Now, one of the reasons for the leaving the scene crime is, I've seen this, people are in an accident, they leave the scene and they leave the person there on the side of the road.
He left me. He just decided to say a comment before he left.
All right, we'll hear about that in a minute. But he left you there in a public place where there are other people around. So he didn't leave you laying in a ditch bleeding. He knew there was going to be some response. And at that point, he didn't know the extent of your injuries. He knew that, his version is you ran into his car. His version is,
So when I
your
was
version
coming
is-
off the hood of his car, I walked into it.
yeah.
You never even knocked the dust.
All right,
off my
all
car.
right, stop. All right, so you wanted to tell me something else.
Just go ahead.
Well, you were going to say one more thing. All right. Nothing I say here is going to make you satisfied.
No,
Nothing
I
I
don't
say
expect you
here
to
is-
make me satisfied at all.
Say that again?
I don't expect you to make me satisfied at all. a year in jail is pretty much a slap on the hand. But for him to sit in here and this is a game for him is a joke. Yeah, really.
Stop. You're not helping things at all. And neither are you. I can't make you happy and I can't make you remorseful. Other than what you said here, your version is that, I don't know, I wasn't there. Usually they'd have some video, but I don't believe there's any video of this. It would have been helpful maybe for all concerned if there'd been some video in the parking lot to show exactly what happened.
HR done their own investigation and he admitted to HR that I was on the hood of his car.
All right.
Judge, there is a video, I should
Is
say. The accident is out of frame.
Yes, that's what I understood.
Yes, so that,
We didn't actually see what happened.
no.
Yes. All right, there is no right answer to this. In fact, I'm going to use this as a fact scenario at our next judicial training in January.
I'll jump in real quick here. Did anyone catch if they worked at the same place? Why would American Axle be doing the investigation on the report? I'm missing that part. Did anyone catch that? I think Mummer just said that confirms they work together. Look, this lady's mad as hell, and I don't blame her. You know, she's broken. She's been, run over by a car. Any complaint she's got to me is valid. I give her credit for anything she's got to say. Here we go.
I am going to do a 12-month probation. And he isn't going to use any alcohol or any controlled
So
substance.
he's not even going to jail for this?
Stop.
I'm just asking a question.
I'm doing the sentencing. Stop. He's not in charge of this. I am. And no matter what I say here, you're not going to be satisfied with it. So I might as
No,
well.
I'd like him to go to jail.
Yes, I certainly understand that. In fact, you're so angry that you undermine your effectiveness because nothing that would be done here would satisfy you. So you're so angry. You've been angry at everybody. You've been angry at the prosecutors. You've been angry at me. You've been angry at the victim advocate
He's
people.
not here.
Well, I'm not very happy about that either, but I saw some exchanges between you and the prosecutor. You're so angry that you're unreasonable and it undermines your effectiveness. I'll just leave it at that. No alcohol. Test as directed by a police officer or probation officer. No drugs, including marijuana. I don't know if you use marijuana, it's eligible for recreational use, but you can't use that. No driving. You don't have a driver's license. You'll have a very difficult time getting your driver's license, particularly after this. You might as well accept the fact that you'll probably never have a driver's license. Those two old drinking driving offenses, the Driver License Appeal Division, the Secretary of State have an even longer memory than I do. And so you would have to prove to them that you're eligible to get a license back with a restriction. So you may have been able to do that, but you throw this leaving the scene into the mix and you're just out of chances. The fine is 0. There's no need for a court fine. I'm going to order 10 days jail to be served either on weekends or work release. I'm not going to make you lose your job.
Thank you.
$75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee.
Judge, I was retained your way.
I think you told me that. Thank you, Luke. And a $480 probation oversight fee. Go get her. Please come up and have a seat.
Whatever you want.
All right, you want to curse at me a little more? Is there anything else you have to say? All right, you should just go now. You're good to go.
No, this is bullshit.
All right, come here. I find that you're in contempt of court and you're going to jail for 24 hours, effective right now. Yes, really. Officer, I'd please ask you to take her into the back. Don't look at Mr. Reed. You did this to yourself. You're going to jail for 24 hours for your continuing disrespect. I am sorry about everything that happened to you in the course of this accident, but I gave you a chance to just leave and then.
Can she report to us? She's a full private kid and one when they can take them off.
She can go to jail right now.
I mean,
I went out of my way to try to not do this, and you don't have to like it, but you have to be respectful, and you went out of your way to be not respectful. She can go to jail right now. 24 hours, you're found to be in contempt.
Can you get
Take
that? Use my
her, take her out of here.
All right, you ain't gonna get me. I'm going with you.
You're not following directions.
I didn't know which way to
she
go.
has a fused neck and he's grabbing her by the
Yes,
neck.
yes.
They want civil liability they have.
All right, I'm sorry. I want you to report down to the probation department. I took it as far as I could take it. You've got 10 days to do. You can choose to do it all at once or do it on weekends or even work release, but I think weekends would be most effective. No driving. If you complete this within 6 months, you could be discharged early. Ross, you may want to go help him. We need to get her out there where she can be properly cared for. All right, that completes the record on this matter. I'll give you this referral down to probation.
So the probation is all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's should go ahead.
It's not funny, Luke.
No, it's not funny at all. I take
You were
no
laughing.
joy in
Was I
this.
laughing? Yeah.
All right, just everybody calm down and go on about your business. It's not funny at all.
Man. It used to be a key did all that and you had to pull it out. I think the bailiff had the referral. You go too. Okay, Jeremy has it.
All right, we return to the record. This is a special record. In regard, yeah. Thank you.
We need a red light.
This time.
There it is.
Wow, there it goes. A special record regarding the contempt finding I just made regarding the complaining witness in the last case. Mr. Timothy Reed is here. He represents that contempt defendant in a civil matter, which we discussed in the matter of the sentencing of the last case. And that was in the sentence of Edwin Otto Smith. The defendant was quite animated. I warned her at the beginning of the proceedings for cursing in the courtroom because she didn't like what was being said.
I can't reach up to my face.
She had two other outbursts, both on the way out of the courtroom. I brought her back in and she said, okay, I'm good. I said, you should please just go. Then she gave me one more, this is bullshit, on the way out the door. So I found her in contempt and gave her 24 hours in jail. We just had a session on contempt at the district judges conference in August, very good one. I believe I'm within my parameters to find contempt in this proceeding. But Mr. Reed has indicated he's going to file a request for an emergency stay of my contempt ruling and ask for the chief judge, who will be Judge Pattison, to rule on this. And so he wants transcripts and have an opportunity for another judge to review the videos. So I'm willing to allow that. I certainly am not oblivious to the fact that you have a serious injury as a result of this, and there's been a lot of consequence to you, but you're using your victim as a weapon. And one of the people you're wielding your weapon on was me. So you don't have to like my ruling, but you can share your opinion later outside my presence without, you can swear all you want when you get home. Can't do it to me. So anyway, I'm going to stay my contempt finding. Mr. Reed is going to
I'll file an official appearance, Your Honor, and request for hearing.
it's going to be, it needs a caption, so it will be contempt in the matter of Edwin Otto Smith.
And utilize that ST number as the case number?
Yes.
Okay, that will be fine.
All right. So you're free to go.
Yeah, I'll take you out. We'll talk. I'll explain exactly what's going on. Thank you, Your Honor. I'll have that filed in today.
All right.
I've got, do you have your keys a second?
No, they have.
Okay, well, we'll get it out in the hallway, so I'll meet them out by the bailiff thing. We'll go in the office and meet. Hold on 1 second, then he's gonna get the band off the back there. And then, so I'm glad, because I wasn't exactly sure how to caption it, because that is one of those, but that makes it, so that, I think for record purposes, it makes it
We'll
easier.
be able to track it, and the record is all in the context of that.
So when I
case.
request a transcript, it'll be that case number for today's date.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, I'll give you a call later and talk about that case, okay? See ya.
All right. The next matter we're going to address is, it's actually been taken off the docket.
All right, that one's done. Thank you for everybody for hanging in there with that one. That was a sad case. Lena, say something so we can hear you. Your mic working?
Yeah, really sad case. I wish she wouldn't say anything, man. That really ruined it for her. You know?
Yeah, and look, I'm of the belief, she's been screwed over by the system for the last year or so, waiting for this to make it to court. She's lost her job, lost everything in her life, and this is her opportunity to vent and be heard. And so I get it, the drama queen and everything else about it, but in the end, she's.
I mean, I get why she's dramatic, but it's contempt. So yeah.
And it certainly didn't help her. I made a comment about Marvin being out of there at the end of the year. This is the exact reason why, when you can't get a prosecutor to even show up for a case like this, why, there's nothing to fight for there. And so hopefully Debbie Davis, I'm certain she's going to fix it when she.
I hope so. Work her magic.
Oh, absolutely. I certainly don't see anybody getting away with domestic violence or anything like that when she's there.
No.
All right. Anybody got any questions for Linus before we go to the next video? We got the Dutch citizen next for Linus to introduce. There was a Dutch citizen in Judge Fleischer's court. But what's her? Let's see. Sivo girl. Your daughter was who I was thinking about whenever I was talking about it earlier. There's the case with your daughter that we've talked about, and there's also one of the mods in one of the other groups. She's pretty popular. Her life was forever changed by a drunk driver, and she lives with it forever. He got away with a ticket, and his life went on. We have to leave it in the judge's discretion, because they know the histories of it. They know more about it than we do. But I know if you're a victim of it or a family member of a victim of it, there's never any justice. There can't be justice with it. Linus, in your country, I know they don't have vehicles, but do they get the bikes hurt each other?
I mean, you can't really, you can drink and ride your bike, but you can't. Yeah, we do actually have cars, they exist here. It's pretty nice.
Well, Roll on G had a good question for you. Can you see it on the screen, or?
I do, and I've been thinking about this one for a while, and I, don't have an answer for you.
Roll on G, I'll answer your question. It depends on how crazy the party gets. So.
How much they drink, really.
All right, so we're going to go on to Judge Fleischer. You want to introduce it, Linus?
Sure. This, he's traveling, and, he didn't do anything wrong. So, yeah. What else is there to say? It's pretty wild, this one. I mean, I loved it, It's great entertainment.
Jay asked a good question. Do you have to have bicycle insurance? Do you have to have any sort of insurance?
No, it's not. You can, with the electric bicycles are getting more expensive these days. So you can definitely get insurance on them. But people take their batteries off the bike and take them with them to work and stuff, so they don't get stolen. So yeah.
Batteries off the bikes?
Yeah, you can take them off and just take them with you.
So you're saying you are too lazy to pedal?
Well, some people are. I don't have a battery on my bike. I mean, come on. I got young legs. I can do that myself, But yeah, lots of people do get those bikes, and batteries get stolen so often. So yeah,
Okay.
that's our crimes.
And Siva girl just she responded on there. There's no justice. There isn't, and um, you know, everyone wants to feel sorry for it, and everyone wants to offer their pity for it, but that doesn't pay the bills. That doesn't bring that person back. Victoria has a question for you. She had one that says, "How many channels do you moderate for?" And then, do you know what?
The Dodge Patas.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
I
that is.
think. Yeah, Judge Fleischer says that. I don't know what it means. I mean, I take it it's walking, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, well let's go ahead and get this one started because this one's an hour, so it's gonna be out there too. Shout out to Mary Beth in payroll.
Oh yeah, I can use this moment to shout out Mary Beth in payroll. Great. Sup,
Yep.
Mary Beth?
Yep. All right, so let's okay, Fozzie with another inappropriate one. We got Nan. You know, Nan's still commenting on that last one with Judge Middleton. I think Judge Middleton knew about it. Judge Middleton was prepared for her to come in. He knew that she was trouble. She had already been talking with the prosecutor and giving them a lot of grief. So I think everybody just they were waiting for her to come in, and if she would have sat there completely quiet, the guy would have been the jerk in the whole situation. But if you just watched it and you didn't pay close attention, it sounded like she was the problem in it all when he was the one who hit her. And so I come from a rowdy family in a rowdy town to where when someone's hurt, they show out and throw themselves on the ground and act out, and you just kind of leave it alone because it's them that's hurt, not you. So you just kind of let them have their moment. Yes, walking. Dodge Patas is walking. So Victoria, answer that one for us. I'm so glad she did that because I would have been disturbed if I didn't get the answer to that one today. So, hey everybody, I put Linus on the screen because while doing this, I have Linus on another screen, and it was just odd while the video's going to have somebody just staring right at the camera, and I'm staring at a camera, and we're both staring at a camera while everyone else is watching court. So I figured if everybody's going to be staring at cameras, we're going to throw some cameras on the screen. And so, yes, Dodge.
Why not, right?
Dodge is the name of a car. It's an American car. Dodge. Do y'all have Dodges?
Okay. Yeah, we do have Dodge, but not a lot.
Okay.
That's typical American, right?
Yes, absolutely. We each, whenever we turn 16, we each get 2 to put in our driveways. And so,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, she's got Nan saying she's got a lot of anger, needs a place to find her way to deal with it. And so, we're gonna get over to this one. In the end, this is a lighter one. I'm not sure if y'all notice as I try to put up a lighter one near the end. That way, I don't go to bed depressed. And so, we're gonna throw this one. It's an hour, so we'll keep leaning this up until daylight.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So today is September 11th, 2024. It's approximately 12:25 p.m. We are now in court 5. In front of me, I have Eaton Emitum, case number 2522688. Would you please identify yourself for purpose of the record?
The man eats on Emitum.
Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? That you're going to tell the truth. That's it. Yes? Okay. State, would you identify?
On behalf of the state.
Okay. So the reason that we're putting this on the record now is Mr. Emitum has been charged with the offense of unlawful carrying of a weapon. The case is 40 days old. It appears that probable cause has already been found. I don't know if I did probable cause on this, or if I don't know if another judge did, because I don't remember Mr. Emitum, and I was out a week. Yeah, lollygagging. So let's just do it for
On August 2nd, 2024, Officers observed a car without a front license plate, changed lanes without a signal, and have expired registration as of March 2023. Upon approaching, officers smelled marijuana. PC search returned 4.17 grams and a loaded Smith & Wesson handgun. Additionally, there was a backpack with 3 checks that did not belong to him. Officer called Kumamoto, who said the checks were stolen from her restaurant on July 8th. When defendant broke the front window, went to the back where the checks were kept in the office, broke the hinge of the back door and exited.
So as a result, because of that, he was charged with felony fraud on that one,
That's
on the
correct.
check. Okay. Yes, he has an open case in the 182nd. Looks like he made a $15,000 bond. With us, I am going to find there's probable cause to go forward. Well, hold on a second. We'll get there. I'll let you say your piece, but do you have a Texas driver license?
I have a US private property number with the FMCSA. What my vehicle was on there, it was sticker tags, everything with my business, the Amazon Estates. That's with the Department of Transportation.
Is that from the state of Texas or from where?
This is federal. This is with the Department of Transportation.
Okay, no, but you still need a Texas driver license and you need registration and
I did
on a
all my best
vehicle.
with them because it was private property that I had. They said I didn't, if I didn't need to get registration with the state of Texas because I registered it. And they said that would be my voluntary, but since it's private property, I wouldn't have to register it.
Okay. From what I know of the law, you need a Texas driver license to be able to drive.
This is, what jurisdiction is this case being tried on? That's what I'm trying to, because I'm kind of don't know what it's being tried on.
It's
Criminal, civil? Or-
criminal, yeah,
or
right?
is it-
You're facing jail time, right?
I believe so. But
Weren't you taken to jail?
yeah,
So that wouldn't lead you to believe it's criminal, right?
yeah, but under common law or is it military and tribune? Because also with
Oh, I've
the,
been waiting for something like this for so long. This is so much fun.
I'm just trying to see what I'm being tried on, because what I was told with the US side, I wouldn't have to register it with the state of Texas, with the registration or licensing. I do have my own place with that vehicle too as well, so.
Do you need a license to drive, a Texas driver license? That's it. You either have one or you don't. The federal government has regulated to the states through the Constitution that they have allowed the states on their own initiative to create laws regarding driving on highways and byways. So that's why you see every single state has different requirements for licensing, insurance, mode of transportation. The federal government has somewhat to do with it, but by and large, they have delegated to the states that they are their own entity with regard to creating laws in their specific highways. So that's why every single state has a different type of license, different type of insurance. Like the Texas driver license is what, white versus Arkansas might be yellow or red, or Hawaii might be. So that's every single state has their own laws with regard. In Texas, you have to have a Texas driver license. You also have to have liability insurance as a minimum in the event that you get into an accident. Those are the two main requirements that you need to drive. If you're going to drive a vehicle, it also has to be registered so that they know that you're driving the vehicle and that you own it or have the right to have that, so it's not a stolen vehicle.
I own the vehicle and everything. When I was here the last hearing with the judge, like what he was saying, he said that when it had applied to me, but he was going to see what they're going to say about the other court, about the probable cause of stopping me, because he said registration when it had in the front license plate, when it had applied to me.
It does apply. It applies to everybody. Everybody has to have a back license plate. They also have to have a front license plate. And so much, they also tell you where it has to be on the car. They regulate, you can't put it in the windshield.
State, right?
State,
Yeah.
right. They tell you where it has to be. You can't put it on the windshield. You can't put it on, like on, what's it called? On the light. It's got to be right there. They even tell you how many centimeters it's supposed to be from the street to the actual place on the car. That's how bad the state of Texas micromanages all these things. They even tell you how many damn centimeters it's got to be on the car. So you have to have a front license plate. You got to have a license, got to have insurance. So if you don't have that, you can't drive. And that's it.
Yeah, I did tell him I was traveling. I wasn't arguing with him, but I was traveling. I wasn't making commerce. I used to do medical transportation, so I'm kind of aware with licensing and registration and everything. That's why with my private vehicles, I did that with the US DOT instead of the state. And I didn't know that was
Correct.
interference. They
You
said,
need a license. It doesn't matter whether you're saying you're conveying, whether you're traveling, whether you're, driving. It's a privilege. It's not a right, right? There's a big difference between a privilege versus a right. You have the right to
I
walk.
have the right to travel, don't I?
Yeah, and taking your happy-go-lucky feet. You want to travel,
That's
take
it.
those 2 feet to travel, not in a car.
Just what the 14th Amendment was saying, like, I have the right to travel.
You do. Yes, and you can walk your happy ass from one part to the other part. Not in a car, though. Not without a license and insurance.
Was on there from what I did this with the Department of Transportation. They said automobiles were on there, carrier,
wrong.
bicycles.
They're wrong. I'm just telling you now, they're wrong. Whoever told you that, whoever, where you got that, it's complete. Because imagine this, Mr. Emiton, and I've seen this before. Imagine that you get into an accident, right? And you kill a 5-year-old kid. What's going to happen at that point? Whoever owns that car, the other people, they're going to come after you. They're not going to go after they're going to come after you. The first thing they're going to do is, do you have insurance? And if you don't have insurance, they're going to sue you. And then they're going to attach a lien on absolutely everything that you own to satisfy the judgment they get against you. And they will take your house, they will take your car, they will take your bank account, they will attach to where if you ever want to start working and get a paycheck, they're going to garnish all that money. You have insurance, liability insurance, so that if you ever get into an accident, you don't mean to do it. You didn't mean to kill the kid. It's not an purposement. It's an accident. And accidents happen. You might be looking at your phone, you're looking at, this pretty girl that's walking across the street, and then boom, you have insurance so that if that happens, the insurance company will pay on your behalf so you don't have to pay out of your own pocket. And they will even give you a lawyer to represent you on your behalf because that's what you pay for when you get insurance. If you get into an accident, lawyers usually call you and say, hey man, tell me what happened. Was it your fault? Or was it the other people's fault? Because we want to know who to pay. And that's why for $30 to $40 a month, you get insurance for that very purpose. And I've seen people come here, they have killed someone and they get a $250,000 judgment against them. I've seen it. And God, you'll never dig yourself out of that. So the conveying, the this, that, you need a license. You've got to have insurance. And we do it with every single person that comes here.
Can I say for the unlawful carry? The possession of marijuana, the person that was in the vehicle told the officer it was legal hemp that they got from the store. They have receipts and everything in Texas. You can have legal hemp. They got it from the store. He even told the officer it was theirs. He pulled me out the car. He didn't ask for any paperwork.
Now you're making the apples and oranges, right? Now we got to test it. Is it weed?
Oh yeah,
Is it hemp? Understand that takes time, but you also need a lawyer to represent you.
I found my own discovery. I was representing myself pro se.
And you can do that if you want.
Yeah.
But we have to go through a series of questions.
I represented myself plenty of times. I had dismissals here from
Remember, and for purposes of the record, so Mr. Emitom had a case with me here. It was actually June 7th of 2022. He was charged with another gun case. And that was with Victoriano. God, that was a great DA too. And I found no probable cause in that case, right? So you didn't represent yourself in that case. I found no probable cause and they dismissed it. They didn't have to dismiss it, but they did dismiss it. So other than that case, have you ever represented yourself?
Yeah, many times. I have dismissals all through here from Harris County. Traffic violations,
You're welcome to do it, and, you know, who's one of the worst, who's one of the best presidents that in history that you can think about right now?
Beautiful to me right now.
You can't think of one good president that we've ever had?
I don't know any.
Abraham Lincoln, he wasn't good?
I never met him. I don't know about him at that time.
Abraham Lincoln said something. He goes, you know what? He who represents himself has a fool for a client. That's what he said. Meaning that when you represent yourself, there is an inherent conflict and there's an inherent bias, and you may not be able to see things objectively, meaning that you have your heart, you've got your soul into this case. So you may not be able to see from an outside position if they're saying something that makes sense. You're absolutely entitled to represent yourself. And if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to it. And I have no problem with you doing it. You need to understand, though, if you represent yourself, you can't come at a later day and say, you know what? I had ineffective assistance of counsel. My lawyer sucked. Well, you represented yourself. You now can't complain about that. If you go to trial and you lose and I end up putting your butt in jail for a year, you can't complain. You're stuck like Chuck for a whole year because that's what you're facing. You're facing a year in jail and you got a bunch of other documents too that, so
My discovery from that last month that I filed.
well, let's do the question. So what is your full name?
Eton, she's Roque Amaton.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Where were you born?
In America.
Were you born here in Houston? Were you born in? Okay. You read and write English, right? Okay. Do you have any learning disabilities or communication handicaps? Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent or treated for any mental health disorder? Okay. You said last time I asked you about your educational background, you graduated from high school.
Graduated high school, some college.
How far did you get in college?
2.5 years.
Did you do any legal courses whatsoever?
Left that and I started doing medical transportation. I was taking classes for paramedics. I was just doing my basics. I was doing my basics.
Studying in college.
I was just doing my basics. I ain't getting into it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And when you're beginning, that's all you do anyways, right? Do you have any legal training, education, or experience?
Experience with dealing with the court being charged before.
And any other legal? Do you know about the Code of Criminal Procedure?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Do you know about the Texas Penal Code?
I'm familiar, but I'm not too familiar with a lot of statutes and codes.
Were you here for our earlier trial?
No, I went up.
I know you went to the felony court, but we were in trial earlier. Did you see what happened in trial earlier?
I had like a glimpse of it walking.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is that the lawyers on both sides had to introduce evidence. There's a specific procedure that you have to follow to have evidence admitted. It's detailed in the codes. You have to know that because once you represent yourself, I'm going to treat you as if you were a lawyer. I will hold you to the same standard. And I'm not here to put you through law school because I have way too much drama as it is. I don't need any more drama, right? So if you don't do it the right way, I'm going to shut you down, right? I like to be nice to people, but I'm not taking you to school. Do you understand this? Do you understand the charges against you?
No, I don't understand the nature of it.
Okay, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail. What they're saying is that you unlawfully had a weapon. As a result, you were charged, and now you're facing up to a year. Do you understand?
Yeah, what they're telling me, but I still don't understand like why I went to jail for that. So that's why.
What do you not understand?
The court procedures or?
No. I'm asking about the nature of the charges. No, it's not. Don't talk about the procedures. Don't talk about the licensing, about the conveying.
Yeah, I
No.
know I'm getting charged for unlawful carry. And
Right.
Do
you understand that?
Yeah, what's going on?
Okay. You have the right, or you understand the range of punishment that you're facing a year, correct?
That's what I've been told.
Okay. You have the right to court-appointed counsel. Do you want counsel to represent you?
I don't want legal advice. I don't need a legal team. I just want, well,
If I offer you a lawyer now, would you want it? You really don't want a lawyer?
I represent myself. I could get none more by myself than anyone representing me.
Okay. Do you understand that you will not be able to claim ineffective assistance counsel if you lose at a later time, whether it's in trial, whether it's in a hearing, whether anything? Do you understand that? What that means is that you cannot appeal this thing. If you're found guilty and you go to jail, you know, a lot of lawyers or a lot of defendants like to claim, sorry, guys, I'll be 2 minutes. A lot of lawyers, a lot of defendants like to blame their lawyers for screwing up. And they say, hey, man, my lawyer messed up. I can tell you, like, that's the number one thing that defendants complain about. And probably, I don't know this for sure, but I would suspect probably the number one reason why cases are overturned because of ineffective assistance of counsel, meaning that a lawyer, for one reason or other, messed up so bad that their cases have to be redone. You cannot complain about that at a later time.
I've seen that many times. That's why I'm representing myself.
But you can't, if you mess up, you cannot appeal this thing. Do you understand? Once, and if you are found guilty, that's it. Do you understand? You also have to comply with the same appellate procedures if you lose, meaning that if you want to appeal for one reason or the other, you have to understand the guidelines and the timing, and you have to comply with those rules as well. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
You will not be granted any special consideration because of your lack of formal training. Do you understand this? You may fail to properly raise points of error in the trial record if we go to trial. Meaning that if we go to trial and you object to something, because that's you hear that a lot, right? I object. This shouldn't be in there. You have to object properly. You can't just say object. There has to be more to it. You have to state the reason for the objection. It has to be a legal reason. You can't just say, I object, and expect me to hold something out. You have to give the legal reason. And there's a proper method that you have to state and ask me to do things for it to be recognized on appeal. And if you don't know this, you cannot at a later date complain. Well, I didn't know that. You understand? You still don't want a lawyer. I will give you a free lawyer. Is this voluntarily, knowingly, and intelligently made? No one's forcing you to do this. Okay. Knowing all this, are you sure that you still want to represent yourself? I got to tell you, I think that you look like a great guy. You look like you're upstanding. I have no problems that you represent yourself. Understand that you need to be careful what you tell them, though. Everything that you say, even if you think you're hurting yourself by admitting one thing or the other, you could be hindering your case, meaning hurting your case, even if you think you're helping yourself. Do you understand? I'll make you a deal. If at any time you want a lawyer, all you got to do is ask and I'll give you one. Really. If you ever feel like you're under the gun, that you feel like someone's taking advantage of you, I'm happy to give you a lawyer at any time. I want you to understand now, as a condition of your bond, though, I'm ordering you not to drive until you have a Texas driver license and a liability insurance. I'm ordering you not to drive. And I'm going to have you sign with me today an affidavit promising me you're not going to drive. If I find that you drive, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand?
Travel, I have personals.
Okay. You are not allowed to get into the driver's seat of a car and drive, convey, travel, however you want to term it. You cannot do that. And if I find that you do that, I'm going to put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond so high, your head's going to spontaneously combust. Do you understand?
That way from my rights to anything? Or
no, but I'm telling you that you can't drive, convey, get into the driver's seat of a car. If you do, you're going to go to jail because I will revoke your bond. Do you understand? The only conditions I'm putting on you now are 3. No weapons, no picking up new cases, and don't get into the driver's seat of a car and drive, convey, travel. Are there any other adjectives that you can think of?
Sure there are, but
I guess I'll put et cetera so that it tries to cover any type of wording, so to speak. All right. So, Mr. Ematom, I'm going to find that you are okay to represent yourself. We need you to sign a form that you're going to do that.
Even if I don't consent to any of these charges, because I do have my paperwork, I do have.
If you don't consent, just go. If you don't think we have jurisdiction, look, if I didn't think anyone had jurisdiction over me, do you think I would be here? If I was in your shoes? Hell no, man. If I didn't think that someone didn't have jurisdiction over me to be anywhere, I'm not going there. I'm not going to get out, take a shower, put my clothes on, because I like to be naked, right? You know, I'm not doing anything like that, you know? So if you don't think we have it, just go. Otherwise, you're here. You know we do, right? Because if you,
I don't know. That's why I filed.
let me ask you this. If you just took off now, what would happen? There you go. What does that warrant mean? What does it mean?
On, or what do you mean as far as like the warrant?
As far as jurisdiction is concerned, do you think that, look, do you think that an officer is going to go out and actually pick someone up if they didn't think they had jurisdiction to do it? Do you know how much trouble they would get in? Do you know if Stephen went out there and arrested someone now just for shits and giggles, do you know how much trouble he would get in? Right? If he had no reason to do it, do you know how much trouble he would get in? Right, a lot. He'd lose his job. He'd probably get sued. Right? Can't claim immunity. He'd be toast, Swiss cheese. So that's what I'm saying. If you didn't really think that we didn't have jurisdiction, then go.
I had to take care of this matter because.
Because you know we have jurisdiction.
I don't know, because I was going to go to 515 Rusk and file my lawsuit, my civil lawsuit with the officer who did arrest me because they did some unlawful, unconstitutional things that they did to me at that time. So I was going to take it there, you know. I didn't believe they had jurisdiction over me.
I would wait to see how this case goes first before you do that. You know, see how the case goes first before you start jumping the gun.
Like that's what I was waiting.
You know, but ultimately, you know, if I didn't think anyone had jurisdiction over me, I'm not going to go there, man. I have enough important things to do in my life as it is. I mean, you've been sitting here since 8:30 in the morning, where it's now nearly 1 o'clock. You know what I mean? Really. Let's get this thing done. That way you can move on with your life. We can move on with our life and just everybody be happy. That's what it's about. All we want to do is protect our city. That's all we want to do, you know, and I'm going to do it at all costs. That's it. All right. I'm going to have you sign this affidavit. After that, we'll get you out of here. And so, Mr. Ematom, you were going to have to make a plan to meet with Mr. Petrov here so that you guys can exchange evidence. He is our chief DA here. He's the one who gets all the evidence. He's the one that's going to present it to you. You can either do it here in court with us, or you can meet with them at their office, because you're going to have to get the evidence to look at it regardless. I'm happy to take any motions that you have now, and I can look at them, and then we can come back at a later date and I can roll on it for you. I see that you have a bunch of papers. I'm happy to take anything that you have and I'll take a look over it, you know.
The clerk, last month. Motion of
Do
discovery.
you see anything?
Hey, I have the copy.
Which clerk did you file it with?
I have it right here, the copy. It was with Marilyn Burgess.
Is that for us? District clerk, right?
This is just.
We would still get it then, right, or no?
Yeah, and this is the reason I called them last month.
You filed it under this case number or the felony court case number?
No, I filed it for this one on August 9th. I have this case number on there, 2522688.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I don't see anything. Oh, wait a second. I see a motion for discovery. Is that it? It's a motion for discovery?
Yes,
Is that the only one that you've done?
so far.
Okay. I have to talk to officers and back. If you give me 5 minutes, let me take a look at it. And then I'm going to give you a copy so that you can look at it as well. Let me print it out. Pavel, I'm printing it out for you. If you want to just take a look at it real quick.
You done with them right now, Your Honor?
No, I need him to swear to this, please.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just go back there real quick. You should have, will you take a look and tell me if you can agree with it or not?
Sure, Judge. I'll take a look at it.
Judge, did we have bond conditions? Because we stopped to get them.
I just did the no driving affidavit. That's it. All right, come up, Mr. Emmett. Let's go back. Can we go back on the record?
Going back on the record.
All right, Mr. Emmett, I've gotten your motion. Have you read it?
Yes, Your Honor, I've read through it.
And
Your Honor, at this time, the state would, the state wouldn't even be able to comply with this order because it's asking for an immediate order of discovery. It sounds like spontaneously going to give
well, other than
the
that,
opposing party.
I mean, and
There needs
is
to
there,
be
is he
timing
asked?
requirements, and it's not, the language is not aligned with criminal procedure or penal code. But beyond that, the only two pieces that are requested that are reasonable that I can produce with a timeline are 1 and 7.
So, Mr. Emmett, understand that you will get discovery, but sometimes it takes time. It's not immediate. It takes time to build a case, to get videos, 911 calls, reports from officers. It takes time. It's not immediate. In your motion, I guess it says he wants an immediate
order.
Just no way. We can't.
An inspection. Yeah.
But we will get it to you as he gets it, he will give it to you. I can grant you the order. I will take off the immediate provision, but I can grant you everything that you want. I'll give you their case file. I can give it to you when they get it.
Yes, but Judge, this discovery order is requesting things outside of the scope of discovery.
Well, I'm not going to give him the kitchen sink. I mean, like what?
Everything else. So 1 and 7 are aligned. 1 is requesting any documents, papers, books, accounts, letters, photographs, videos, which are body cam, objects or tangible things not privileged which constitute or contain evidence. Of course, I'm going to hand that over.
Okay.
2, any and all names of any witnesses, the Harris County Superior Court, State of Texas.
I mean, that's so broad, Mr. Emmett.
Or any political.
You want every single witness in Harris County? That's what that's asking for.
You have to properly represent myself for the case.
That's 4.2 million people. Really? Really?
So that doesn't,
I'm not going to grant that. That's silly.
It's too broad. It doesn't go into just.
Imagine any and all names of any witness for the Harris County Superior Court, State of Texas, County of Harris, or any political subdivision thereof may have. That's so broad that to even try to comply with that would take years. In relation to this case, yes, nothing else matters. The only thing that matters is this case and nothing else. So I'm happy to comply with the names of witnesses in this particular case. Yes, I will do that. And I can mark on there for this case only. Are you okay with it?
Your Honor, in the event that you were to grant something like that, it would need to be filed by the defendant. What you're granting is what is written, not what is subsequently modified.
Okay, so I guess
the language just needs to be corrected.
Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is, you're right, Paul. Right.
So I just wanted to clarify that for the record.
You're representing yourself. I can't do the work for you, right? He so kindly is reminding me that because I'm trying to, right. So that's too broad.
We can go down the list if you wish, but.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, we have.
So 3, a true and complete original or certified alleged contract with wet ink signatures between the petitioner, the Harris County Superior Court, State of Texas, or political subdivisions thereof may have law states that in order for the Harris County, and it's not even citing law, valid lawful contract between the petitioner, let them bring it forward for petitioner's inspection or immediately dismiss all charges. I believe this is going into UCC. This is not.
I mean, here you're going into the sovereign citizen type language.
Just common law.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, I will not be agreeing to that.
Here, there's no, I mean, you're saying a true and complete original and or certified copy of the alleged is not even spelled correctly, contract with wet ink signatures between the petitioner and the Harris County Superior Court. I mean.
So I'm opposed to that.
What contract?
Contract, complaint, whatever. I know this is statutory and it's not going over common law, so I'm not familiar with the statutes like I explained before.
Well, you're a lawyer now. You're gonna have to familiar yourself with it.
But try me on statutes. I want to be tried on common law.
You're gonna have to do it. I'm not sure. There's no common law here. It's everything's done by statute. There's no common law here. It's all done by statute. And since you're the lawyer, you need to know that.
I recognize the steps of the statutory steps. That's why I don't recognize.
So
being tried in jurisdiction.
let me ask you this. How on earth are you gonna represent yourself if you don't even know that?
Once I get everything I need in my discovery.
He's gonna give you body cams. He's gonna give you 911 call. He's gonna give you witness lists. And that's it. Right? Is there anything else that would be in here?
I would, so there may be dash cam I need to check. So I haven't gotten the body cam or dash cam yet. I need to check what all this.
Mr. Emmett Tom, I mean, let's get real. If you're having problems with things of this very elementary nature, how are you going to represent yourself? I'm happy to give you a lawyer. You know, but some things are just, I mean, there's no.
We must conclude this hearing with the remainder of the list as well, and then we can go with.
Hold on, just so he knows. So number 4, a true and complete original and or certified copies of the criminal record of the attorneys of record, judge, magistrate, pro tem, commissioners, witnesses, as well as all officers of this court. Yeah, that doesn't apply here, really. I mean, you don't, my criminal history, you think I have criminal history?
Do I need to ask to go to a higher court or a higher court look at this matter, or?
I mean, you certainly can. You can do anything you want to in life until someone says no, right? But I don't know where you're gonna get. I mean, appellate courts need jobs too. How far are you gonna get? I don't know. How much money are you gonna waste? I don't know. A true and complete certified copy of all oaths, commissions, as well as bonds of all officers of the court, including but not limited to deputies, court clerks, judges, magistrates, pro tems, commissioners that have or may decide to involve themselves in this matter, appointed or elected, signed under penalty or perjury on and for the official public record. Well, I don't know what bonds you're talking about. What bonds? Like James bonds?
Bonds, bid bonds.
Which ones?
Appearance bond, bid bonds.
I'm not familiar with that. Political affiliation of any and all states, witnesses, and all officers of the courts. Well, I can't.
State is opposed.
I mean, I really. Any evidence which in any way is exculpatory to the case? Yes.
Anything in state's possession, I'm unopposed to. I will produce anything exculpatory that's in our possession, but. Regarding the case.
Number 8, documented proof of claim of injury signed under penalties of perjury with all immunities waived from the judges of this court, attorneys of record, the Harris County Superior Court, State of Texas, County of Harris, as well as this court, and for the official record. Documented proof of claim of injury signed under penalties of perjury. So what are you referring to there?
Or the opposing party who made the complaint
What?
against me, whoever made the complaint against me, who's the opposing party.
Okay, well, the Harris County District Attorney's Office.
Party that they have the complaint, who's the, I don't recognize who that is.
What do you mean you don't recognize?
So the state of Texas or Harris County's, what was that?
Right, so they alleged that you did something unlawful. As a result, the officer arrested you and then brought that information all to the Harris County District Attorney's Office. And then they, in a two-pronged matter, number one, I found probable cause in this case, and then a grand jury indicted you on your felony case. So it's the Harris County.
I haven't been indicted on that. I just came from upstairs. I haven't been indicted on that case yet.
Has it been indicted or no? Oh, well, I mean, they have, I think, up to 180 days to indict you, but not been indicted yet. Okay. I mean, I guess, would it be the information is that he's asking for? That you want the charging instrument, I guess, is what you want.
Your Honor, again, I think it's just
I know that it's
actual misunderstanding, but if it were rephrased correctly, I can better understand what is being asked. And therefore, that's why I cannot agree to this order, because
I get it, but I'm trying to go through it with him so that he understands.
if it
He's
aligns
asking.
with what, if it aligns with something I can understand, sure. I mean, I can understand what's being asked and then I can turn it over, but I don't have that. This is not that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, you know,
Yeah, I don't know what's not being understood mostly. Like,
here, let's go through number 13, just because there's a lot here that you got 16 and it's already 130. The CUSIP number tied to this case, which will show that this court and or officers of the court are profiting off this case, and it is trading on the stock market on and for the official public record.
I mean, I am the trustee for the name Eton Ematon. Birth certificate's right here. Administrator, I'm the beneficiary for their name. I've been the trustee. I have all my paperwork that I need to prove to the court. I mean,
And that may well be good for
That's-
federal stuff, but not for us. This is state.
I'm familiar with a lot of statutes, so yeah.
A copy of all officers of the court registration report and profile, which is registered under Dunn and Bradstreet on and for the official public record. Yeah, you're gonna have to go through this motion more. It needs to be more specific.
Just for the record's purposes, the state is opposed to this motion in its entirety at this time.
So not 1 and 7 then.
Not with immediate, not that language.
Oh, right.
And we
Okay.
cannot modify that.
So it needs to be more specific. You need to have a more like realistic guideline. They can't give you stuff immediate because he may not even have it in his possession. So I can't order him to give you something that he doesn't have in his possession.
How soon can they get my next trial date? My next court date, will they have it, or how soon?
I don't even know. I mean,
Body cam and dash, I can escalate that by the next court date. The lab, I'm unsure of a timeline at this time. The lab of the substance.
okay. And I'm
So-
going to tell you now, it takes a lot. It takes quite a while to get labs done because, I mean, you imagine we live in a city with 4 million people. Do you know how many people get arrested with alleged illegal substances that have to be tested? You get in line in front of everybody
I
else.
do have the lab results from the store that I got it from. I have the store that is in the lab result papers that they got it from in Houston, so I could submit that as well if it makes it quicker.
I mean,
I know y'all still have to do your own.
I know that you're saying that, but remember, there's always two sides to the story.
True.
So they need to test what they have to see what that is. And it's going to take a while, but it'll get done. You just be patient, but it'll get done.
At this point, we are pending body cam dash in the lab. That is what
Okay.
discovery is pending.
Typically what we do is we'll set it out 30 days and then we'll just have you come back. And when you come back in 30 days, we'll see where they are. And then at that time, you guys can make a plan to go over the evidence. And you're not going to give him a copy though. He's just going to have to review it.
I believe it's subject to inspection.
Right. So you're going to have to come, bring a computer.
USB.
It's not through VHS, it's through.
I'm unaware. I'll familiarize myself more before the next court date of the transfer of.
You're going to probably need to bring yourself a computer that has a CD-ROM, because usually they have stuff on CD-ROM drives or on CDs so that you're going to have to be able to look at it. Any kind of dash cam, any kind of body cam, they usually put it on a CD-ROM or on a CD for you to be able to look at it. The only other thing I need you to do is I need you to swear to us that you're not going to drive. I am making it a condition of your bond.
I hold that until.
No.
I filed some stuff in my paperwork. I don't drive. I don't go by
No.
driver's license.
No.
I have my passport that I do go by.
No, I need you to do it now. Okay, I need you to do it. And I'm making it a condition of your bond that you sign the document that you're not going to drive,
I don't want to
convey.
contract or consent to say anything or agreement, say anything like that, because I'm still trying to see the.
I'm going to revoke your bond. If you don't sign it, I'm going to revoke your bond. That's it.
I gotta be forced to sign that. If I don't sign it, I can't have the option to take that.
Oh, no, I'm not, you don't have to sign it, but I'm going to revoke your bond.
But in what matter of that?
Sorry?
I don't understand why my bond will get revoked because of that.
Because I am ordering you as a condition of your bond, not to drive, convey, travel, any way you want to put it, behind the wheel of a car in Harris County, Texas, unless you are properly licensed with a Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name.
I go by my US passport now. I don't go by my Texas driver license. I don't license it anymore. Not commercial.
Nevertheless, I'm having you sign a document that you understand and that you promise that you're not going to do it.
I don't understand it fully, but that's why.
If you don't, that's okay, but I am going to revoke your bond. And that's it. Correct.
Being forced to sign this right now, or it's like, because
You don't have to sign it. You know the consequence. You're hearing it now. If you've never heard it before, you're hearing it now. For the entirety of the case. If you do, if you get your driver's license and show me that you have.
I'm not a commercial driver. I don't engage in commerce. I don't do it.
Do you think that the 5-year-old kid that gets hit and killed in a car, or the 69-year-old grandmother that ends up paralyzed from an accident, cares whether you were conveying, whether you were in commerce, non-commerce? Injuries don't care whether you're conveying, whether you're traveling. Accidents happen whether you're conveying, whether you're driving, whether you're traveling. That doesn't care, right? When you get into an accident, it doesn't matter in what method you're doing it. An accident is just that. And if you have an accident, I want to make sure that the other party will be taken care of. I'm only asking you to follow the law. I'm not asking you to split the atom here. Great.
Break the law or any of that, but
Great.
I don't
I'm
engage
asking you
in
to sign this. If you don't have to, but I'm going to revoke your bond. That's it. And Mr. Emiton, if you get a Texas driver's license and you get insurance, I will take this deal off.
That's what I believe in, and that's believe the Constitution. I don't,
That's okay.
they trying to apply that I need to get a license and insurance when I used to be a commercial driver for this day. I don't commercial drive anymore. I don't do medical transportation. I'm just a.
Did you hear what I said about an accident, about whether you're
I
conveying or
understand
traveling?
exactly what you mean about the accident.
Okay.
I know if I was to get on the accident road with no insurance, I could get sued and it'll be a civil matter and I go to jail. I understand that. That's why I travel very cautious. I don't.
You just said I drive.
I'm saying I
I
travel
drive.
very
You
cautious.
said the magic words.
I was a driver.
Come on. Don't be Helen Keller. Come on. And I'm trying to protect all of Harris County. You're protecting you. I'm protecting all the 4.2 million people here. That's what I'm doing. Because if you get into an accident, I know that you're not going to be out a dime out of your pocket, but all those other people, they're going to be out a crap load of money. And I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of Harris County. And I don't care if I offend you. I don't care if I make you mad. I don't care if your sensibilities are upset. Don't care. I don't. All I want is every person protected. And that's it. And I'm doing what the law requires. I'm not asking you to do anything that's not outside the law. And you, as acting as a lawyer, should be able to look it up and see, because it's all in the transportation code. So you can sign it. If you don't, I'll have you meet with Stephen. That's it.
I just want my rights reserved.
They're reserved.
I'm waiving my rights to the court.
No.
Signing that's waiving my rights. It's a contract. It's me.
What right are you waiving?
My right to travel. That's infringing my right to travel with the Constitution.
No,
I wanna protect the rights of
take the
14th
Dodge Patas.
14th, I don't know what that means.
Happy trails. Use your feet. You can travel with your feet.
I can, but I live in Austin. I don't live here in Houston.
Take a bus. Take an Uber. But I want to make sure if you're caught driving, I'm going to put you in jail, and I'm going to make your bond so high you will spontaneously combust, because I want you to understand that I mean business and I'm protecting every single person I can. And that's it.
The court forcing me to sign this right now.
No.
Threaten me with jail or arrest if I don't sign this. Right
Correct.
now.
That is correct.
I'm
That's correct.
imprisonment if I don't sign this. This is on the record.
It's on a record. I have a reporter right here, and it's on video. Can you file the bond conditions as well? No driving without a license, please.
This is it right here.
That, and I'm going to have them file it just in, so I can give you a copy as well.
Question. This is a case, he's on docket tomorrow. His conditions don't make sense, basically. This officer should need clarification. So it's saying.
What's the cost number?
251-5787. And his appearance was late tomorrow.
So what's the crime?
So it looks like he was ordered to get an interlock within 30 days. I'm assuming.
30 days? What? No.
I'm assuming the vehicle needed to be repaired because that's what it says. This is before me, so I don't know. But it says that when his vehicle is repaired.
We do interlocks, we do a week, not 30 days.
Yeah. And then he had a portable, but the problem is he got the portable removed once the interlock was installed. But it says that he's not supposed to drive.
Does he have anything now?
He has an interlock, but he doesn't have the portable. So the officer is trying to figure out if she's supposed to write a BVR because he got the portable, he sent it back. And nobody told him to send it back. But the auditors kind of contradictory.
So he's not driving, you said, right?
Well, he is driving now, but his auditor says that he's not supposed to drive because he's saying that he didn't know that he was supposed to have both. He thought once he got the interlock, he could have the.
No, Look, it says here, no driving because car in shop and he wants a portable device. What happened is his car was in the shop, and because the car was in the shop, couldn't drive.
Right.
But I told him if he ever wanted to drive,
You have to come back.
he's got to come back. He's got to get the interlock. So as long as he's got the interlock, he can drive. But he's got to come back and let us know.
Okay, but he needs to come back tomorrow because.
So let me text the lawyer.
Attorney.
Okay.
Wait, so you don't want a BVR then?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Thank you. I'll let his officer know.
Here, hold on. Let me get this back to you. Okay.
Just real quick, Your Honor, this is a copy of the no driving affidavit form with that suffice also, or you still want to sign up about the state's bond conditions?
Yeah, I guess that's okay.
Okay,
That's all right.
I just wanted to make sure.
That's all right. Okay. Mr. Emitom. So we're gonna make you a copy and then you can go on your way. Just be careful. You made a copy.
That's a copy of it.
Okay, just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. Get a license, get the insurance, come back, and then we'll let you drive. Okay? All right, bud. It's still good enough for me. So I'm gonna put here, you swore him to this, right?
No. I just need the copy.
Come on, Melissa.
Judge, you want to look at the docket?
Yeah, come on.
Page 1.
2501.
Page 11. Martinez, the arraignment that left
2501.
Judge, that was it.
That's it. All right, guys. Yeah, sorry, one more. Hey, I want you to know that even though you signed this, is that an E? Are you still on the record? Can you go on real quick? Just real quick. Is this say EZ?
Hold on. Okay, Judge, go ahead.
Okay, so we're back on the record in 2522688. I had Mr. Emitom sign an affidavit promising us he's not going to drive, travel, convey in a car. And he signed it as, it says EC, is that right?
ECE.
ECE / all rights reserved, UCC 1-103. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Okay, I'm still gonna hold you to this if I find that you drive. And I'm gonna tell you now, you will end up going to jail. Do you understand?
Yes, I just want to reserve my rights. That's all.
Understand, I'm gonna hold you to it if I catch you driving. It's gonna go sideways real quick. Okay, good. All right.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear that you will not drive any motor vehicle without the court approval? Yes. Okay.
Done. Done. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for being patient.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
It's,
No, your handwriting.
oh, defendant's signature and was sworn to it.
Okay.
This guy was taken.
Pine cones, it's not, I mean, really, we love sobs here, you know,
What was the name you said?
sobs.
No.
Oh, it says here, Pine Cone says, sorry, I had to deal with that guy. And I'm like, it's not
Is
really,
that
we
right?
welcome them. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's our chance to educate, you know? I don't know where they get it from. That was certainly an interesting motion
You
to
know,
try to get something for 4-something million people.
I wonder if that's Michael, because I call Michael Pinecone sometimes.
Oh, really? No. Oh, you think it could be? Let's see. Is Michael here?
But he would be blue because you made him a mod, so I don't think
No,
so.
but that's a different name.
But he would still be blue.
Oh,
Yeah. That's why I was like, wait a minute, what? Icon.
yeah. All right, guys, we're running late here. We love you. Thank you for watching.
All right, we're still here. Hold on a second. Gotta get Linus in here. Hold on. Let me throw her in. All right, we were just too busy answering questions. I didn't pay attention to it switching off. Linus, what did you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know where to begin, man. That was crazy. I just I couldn't stop laughing at him. It's just I don't know. I find the whole, concept of sovereign citizens so fascinating. Like, where do you get the idea? Just look it up on Google and think like, this is what I'm gonna do. See how it works. But I think Fleischer did a really good job with him. Like, he really kept him, he didn't really have anything to say back. So I think that's the best thing you can do.
Yep. Do y'all have any sovereign citizens over there in your country, or would you even know if you did?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. You can't really get.
See,
there's no excuses, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. See, we have everything in America.
Yeah. It's just a cesspool of everything. It's great.
Absolutely. Drunk Beaver was asking for your OnlyFans link. He said Linus needs a channel.
Yeah, I need to get on that. I need money, so sure, I'm gonna get on that. I'll give you my name like when I'm done making it.
I don't think people are making any money on that though. I don't think people are making any money there. No. Nope. Hey, I'm going to throw up a video. It's a real quick video, less than a minute, to get us out of here tonight. What time is it there where you're at, Linus?
It's 4:00. 5 minutes before 4:00 at night.
Okay, so
yeah.
All right. So you gotta get some sleep.
Doing great.
Kathy's stream in the morning.
Yep. Just going to sleep, waking up for Kathy, working, going back to yours and Fleischer's chat.
The boss had a question for you. What's your favorite tattoo? Jay is asking.
Oof, my favorite has to be like this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's like an astronaut. That has to be my favorite.
Y'all have astronaut?
It's an astronaut. I mean, what's not to like? I like astronomy, so I had to get it on me,
I didn't know y'all had a government, much less a space program.
The ESA, European Space Program, we do have it. I mean,
so
yeah.
The England space program is y'all's?
Basically, yeah. We all share,
Okay.
Sharing is caring.
Drunk Beaver is asking, is that Mysterio? Do you know who
Who's
Mysterio?
Mysterio?
Spider-Man.
No.
Spider-Man movie. The Marvel comic book character, I guess. Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal.
I know who Jake Gyllenhaal is, but I haven't seen the movie, so.
Okay, the guy from the new Roadhouse movie. Jake Gyllenhaal.
You're killing me here. I have no idea.
Okay. I'm gonna throw up a quick video. It's of my wonderful wife. We went to the park filming, we were trying to get a squirrel to eat a strawberry, but to inform you guys, our squirrels are so fat and lazy they won't eat strawberries. They did take a fortune cookie from Panda Express though. And so
that's awesome.
So here we go with that.
I'm very demurtsy. I'm very cutesy. I'm very demure. But I mix them both because I'm what? Very demurtsy. I'm very cute with it, but I'm very mindful with it, very respectful with it. I don't do too much. I do just enough. I don't go overboard. I don't go underboard. I'm not the basement.